Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to do a tea reading for you guys. This tea reading is going to be for all signs. I wanted to do one for Christmas, and I posted another one like it yesterday over my channel with different tea. This is a chai tea. And the light is beautiful right now, and this is like the perfect time to record, so I'm really happy about this reading already. And this is jasmine green tea. So we've got the feminine here and we've got the masculine. This is not necessarily a divine feminine to divine masculine reading. I'm going to be looking at anything that comes through the tea. So it's kind of more open than that. It's more general. Those of you who are watching for a masculine or a specific person, you're going to want to listen for this cup. And for those of you watching for feminine, you're going to want to listen to this cup. Although if you are feminine watching, you're going to want to listen for this one. And you might also resonate with some of the masculine energies. But this is not going to be the entire focus of this reading. It's going to be open in general, and I'm just going to see what I get. Time frame is for Christmas specifically, but it is a timeless reading. So before I jump in, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who has supported this channel. All donations have been really appreciated, small, medium, large. All the links to book readings and to donate are in the description box below. And I appreciate, everybody who's sent me a card, or snail mail. I have received stuff in the mail, and it's really, really kind when people do that. I usually shout out when people have done that. So my P.O. box is in the description box as well if you wanted to send like a greeting card or something like that for Christmas. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who has liked my videos and shared my content and been supportive and kind through the process of recording free content across my platform. So I just want to thank you everybody for being that kind to me. And if you do like this content, please drop a heart in the comments and like the video. It helps so much. I can't even tell you. It helps a ridiculous amount. So I'm going to jump in here with the feminine energies, and we're going to see what we get. So some of you are going to be very busy. I see a lot of busy activity. I see a lot of outdoor activity. I'm actually seeing like baseball, softball. I don't know what that's about, but there's like a lot of fun activities for some of you. It's going to sports events or sporting events or games. It might not actually be any kind of sports. It might just be like where you're doing games like around the holiday, where you're doing cards or you're playing with puzzles or you're doing, maybe chess or checkers, things, there's all kinds of games, there's kids games too that people play. So around the holidays, they get together and they do that. So I see a lot of fun. I see some really nice outdoor walks as well. Those of you who have dogs, I see your dog, taking your dog for a walk. If you have, like in a park somewhere. Those of you who have, warmer weather or enjoying warmer Christmas, I feel like you're really going to be enjoying the warmer weather during this period of time. Those of you who are watching this later in time, you might just kind of need to go for a walk, or you might need to go do stuff that's going to lift your spirit is what I want to say. And for some of you, you need to do things that lift your spirit or brighten your outlook. I feel like some of you do have like a lot of like spinning energy. For some of you, you might struggle with anxiety, or you might struggle with feeling like a sense of wildness or restlessness. I feel that, and this is going to sound strange. My guide showed me when I didn't really have like a purpose. I had a strong feeling of wildness. And wildness is not like going out and partying. A lot of people think that it is. I call it wildness when you kind of have a restless spirit or a restless heart, and you feel like you've cleaned everything, you've done all your stuff, all of your dishes are clean, all of your laundry is done, and you feel maybe a sense of dissatisfaction, or maybe for some it's a sense of like wanting to do more, out in the world, wanting to do more in your life, wanting to connect with other people. Maybe for some, feeling a sense of disconnection. For others, it's more of just wanting to do more with your life, with your time. And for some, like this is like a challenge, maybe with career, feeling dissatisfied in career. But it also comes up when it came up for me quite strongly when I had things very much, when I lived in Omaha and I had things very much nailed down. Everything was done. You know, I had my job, I had my life, I had all kinds of things that were going for me. And yet I felt like every Sunday, I felt this sense of wildness, of just like kind of wanting to break free and run somewhere. And some of you might have a little bit of a wild heart. For some of you, this might be like you might be an artist, or you might have a lot of creative ideas or creative visions or creative hobbies. For some, this is people that have everything you could possibly think of. Like they have all of their needs met, and yet they lack a sense of purpose. And so they can become very restless, sometimes depressed, sometimes disorganized, sometimes self-sabotaging, and sometimes like just like this feeling of wanting to do something they're not doing. It's almost like a sense of like you're forgetting something. You know, like everything's done, but you're not satisfied, you know, or you have everything, but you're like, why am I not satisfied? Why is it not good enough that I have all of this stuff and I have all of these things and my life is really good? And, you know, I have, you know, a beautiful partner, or I have, you know what I mean, beautiful children, and I just feel like a sense of wildness. And I feel like that is because you're lacking purpose. Okay. Lacking purpose can indicate like you haven't found something to do in your life that gives you meaning. And I'm going to tell you something. The first time I ever really felt I had a sense of purpose was when I planted some bee balm in the forest. And I felt like it filled up my cup all the way. Like I can't even tell you. Like it felt like it gave me so much meaning, so much meaning. And you know, I started to, and you know, it's interesting because I, you know, have been focused, you know, on career my entire, you know, young adult life. And I started a kids collection of clothes for future children, which a lot of people do to help them manifest pregnancy and children. But for me, it was sort of like you know, I had a pregnancy scare a couple years ago, and I thought, okay, I have to get ready for this. I'm not prepared at all. And so I started doing that, and that gave me this sense of purpose, whereas I hadn't had it before. And so for some of you, you're going to need to do things either with children, do things out in nature, do things that where you're giving back or working with animals. For some of you, I'm seeing a lot of things with regards to maybe reforesting, planting trees. For some, working with bees. You know, for some that this could even be like developing some kind of side hustle or side business or something that really brings you joy. I'm seeing that for the feminine here. The feminine, there's something in your spirit or in your soul that's dissatisfied in your life, or doesn't have as much meaning as you would like it to have. And I really strongly encourage you to work with plants, work with animals, to get outside, start really thinking about like how you can shift things in your life or make time to give back in some way, because I feel like that will fill up your cup in some way as well. Okay, what else here? We're going to look at the masculine. What messages want to come through for this masculine? I feel like for some, this masculine has had some kind of alcohol problem. This masculine might be thinking about cutting back and or really working on their sobriety. I feel like for many, this masculine doesn't have clarity, isn't giving you clarity, isn't really moving their life forward in a way that's going to be helpful or healthy for you. For the feminines that are watching, for a masculine specifically, I feel like this masculine is not lifting you up, is not bringing anything really to the table. This masculine might be, for some, I want to say dragging you down or making you feel low. For some of you, they might be taking a lot of your time or a lot of your energy as well. On the surface, I feel like this masculine really needs to get clear with themselves. But also on the surface, I wanted to say, they might come across as being very good looking or very optimistic or very cheerful or very... I want to say popular, but I feel like, but also like the surface is different. But I also feel like there's something about this masculine that you're not seeing clearly. There is like a curveball here with this masculine. I almost feel like this masculine is going to come out with a curveball towards you. And I don't like necessarily when that happens. Curveballs include things like, from a masculine that's not giving anybody clarity, can indicate like saying things that aren't necessarily hurtful, but they could be, but it's more like a truth that hurts a lot. I don't necessarily feel like it's set in stone. I feel like where it is now, it's almost like this masculine could come out of the woodwork and say something that would be akin to a curveball, but I don't feel like it's going necessarily set. And I feel like this masculine is probably overthinking it. So it's one of those things where I'm being shown a bunch of different scenarios, a bunch of different things where it's like, you get told by somebody that you're dating that they were never into you, or like they weren't interested, or they're gay, or they aren't into women, or aren't into men, or aren't into something. And it's kind of shocking, and it's unnecessary because it's intended to like sort of set a boundary, but it's like, I don't know how to say this. It's sort of like, I feel like this feminine is very open to this masculine. And if this masculine came out with a curveball towards this feminine, it would be hurtful because she's very open in her energy. She's very like, yeah, like maybe into this person or invested in this person. Like a lot of times, we have, and this masculine could be anybody. This is not necessarily just romantic relationships. This could be anybody in your life. This is a masculine who's not telling the truth about themselves, or maybe even they're lying to themselves, like for some people, like they're confused. They don't really know what's going on. They don't really have a clear path. For some, they're going around in circles. They maybe struggle with drugs and alcohol, or maybe struggle with addictions, or maybe struggle with a lot of their personal issues. It's not helpful to this feminine. I don't feel like it's helpful. I feel like it's distracting this feminine. And it's almost like I kind of want to separate the two. The lesson here for the feminine regarding this masculine is I want to say wall up. Like step away from the chocolate, step away for some, block, ghost, archive, whatever. to sort of distance yourself from this energy, which I don't necessarily think is going to be helpful. It's the kind of person that's being very selfish. They're kind of just like, they know, it's almost like somebody who knows the answer to something, but they're not giving it to you. Or somebody who's like, I don't know, maybe taking advantage in some way, or is being like toxic on some level where it's like, okay, so for example, let's just say this masculine you perceive to be as being straight, and you dated them and you slept with them, but then after 3 months they tell you, actually, I'm gay. And you're like, okay, like what the hell, like what's going on here? You know, why did you come out and say that? It's not the kind of thing that's going to be helpful to you. It only reflects that they have some issues with transparency, with being honest. It's like they knew the entire time that they were gay. And for some, like this could even be a person who might have already just like come out of the closet and said, okay, you know, I'm gay to their family, their friends, you know, all these people, but they're not telling you. It's like they know the entire, it's almost like somebody who's just trying to take something from you. I don't know what that is, or get something on you. It's almost like sneaky. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a stealth kind of energy, and I don't like that. Okay, so for some of you, like this is a person who you do want to step away from. Okay, I wouldn't divulge any information to this masculine. You can if you want to, but I don't feel like it's going to help. I feel like whatever they're going to come out with is going to be kind of shocking to you. And it's like they knew the entire time. And they might have been sleeping with you the entire time. Or they might have been hitting you up the entire time and then come out later and say, well, actually, I'm moving to London. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. It's kind of like a curveball or something that happens, you know, like, okay, so when in Sex and the City, when Big tells Carrie he might have to go to Paris, it's a curveball because she slept with him the night before, and that she's helping him pack to go away, thinking, you know, he's going to be coming back and they're going to have a great time, or she's on her trajectory and he's like potentially going off in this other direction, and yet almost pretending as if they were going to go on to this other trajectory. And even though he doesn't know entirely, he could still tell Carrie, like, hey, I actually have like this business thing going on in London or Paris or wherever, and I am going to be moving. So there is no way in hell that we're going to be able to see each other. But he just doesn't tell her because he just wants to sleep with her. So like, okay, like for example, this masculine, and I think honestly for some of you already know, but this masculine is a masculine that's going to be like, not going to tell you the bottom line. I think that's what I'm trying to say. The bottom line is that this masculine is like, there's no way in hell that I'm going to be with her. Okay. But he's not going to tell you that. There's no way in hell. He's like, there's no way in hell. There's no way in hell because I am going to get married to somebody else, or I'm going to go off and do this other thing, or because I'm gay, or because I'm this, or because I'm that, or because I'm moving to Paris, or I'm moving to London, or it's like an impossibility. And this feminine is going to be, you know, really just pissed off about it. That's what I want to say. Like in some way at this point, I would say remove yourself from the relationship, step back and be like, yeah, no, I don't want this. This is toxic anyways. I don't want it. And whatever they're going to go do, they can go do. But like, stop being open to this masculine. I feel like that's what I want to say. Stop being open, because it's not helpful, and it's not going to be helpful to you. Okay, you can sleep with whoever you want, though. Of course, obviously, that's, you know, your call. Regarding Christmas, okay, this is the very tail end here. I've got like 30 seconds to tell you about Christmas. Is there anything positive coming through this masculine about Christmas? I feel like the best thing that you could do is separate yourself from that masculine. That's the message, honestly. For the feminine, is there anything that's positive coming through for Christmas? Your path, okay, your path and your life is actually, you're going to have so much clarity. It's contrasting here over Christmas, and you might feel really, really good. It's like a beautiful, beautiful energy of feeling really, really good about yourself. Maybe you look really good. Maybe you get your hair done, your nails done, whatever. Maybe you're glowing up. To me, this is a glow up, or this is just a lot of clarity about your life and what you're doing. And it has nothing to do with this masculine. And it's absolutely gorgeous. So stay gorgeous. That's what I want to say. Stay gorgeous. Continue on living your life. For the masculines, you're going to have to work on yourself. This is a time of self-reflection. And this is a time of cleanup. And this is a time of really getting clear about the things that you say and being honest about what's going on and where you're going with relationships. That's what I want to see. I wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for all of the blessings this past year and in general. I'm so grateful to all of you for being supportive of my work. Thank you so much, and have a very blessed Christmas. I send everyone big hugs, big kisses, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Take care. Bye, guys.